Started. Got it. Okay, good morning. This is a meeting of the 95 Lawrence Road Task Force and Evaluation Committee. The meeting is being recorded on Zoom. It's November 16th, 10 o'clock. And we are here today to review the draft report of our recommendation to the Select Board to get it into their packet by Thursday afternoon. We can have a general discussion first, or just ask Becky to share it when she's ready.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, well, let's go through it. I mean, are people comfortable with the general format?
Very
Yeah.
much.
Okay. All right, well, let's go through it then. And
I'd like to make my general comment though first, Elaine, if that's possible.
yeah, general comment.
I thought it was really very good throughout, but I feel that there should be some few places in there that we acknowledge it's not perfect. To me, you know, obviously you're presenting the positives of why we chose this particular plan. But I think, for example, and I sent you back an email, I don't know if you got it or not,
Yeah.
that when you're talking about the building height, that it seems to me we should say, but you know, something like, but of course this will necessitate a variance under 40B. Some ways of showing that we're not saying this is the perfect, easy plan. We're just saying we think it's the best of the three. You see what I'm saying, or no? I mean,
No, I do. I mean, you notice I put some stuff in yellow with question marks about that sort of thing. And Kathleen also indicated she thought that might be something to do, you know, as I,
okay.
so I, you know, as we can, when we come to that section, we can talk about it. I mean, one of my points is that these things are gonna get worked out and tweaked. I mean, there will be things people have to be aware of. We want to make sure, but you know, a lot of it will happen in the zoning review. So I don't know how much, you know, I don't know, how do people feel about pointing out those few short flags in a way?
Elaine, I'll just say, as a former select board member, what I most and greatly appreciated from committees was the detail reports or drafts that came via our packets could contain. In particular, I think you've got a sitting select board, Ryan, John, Janet, and Helen, and Michael, who are particularly interested and concerned about the details. So I think, I thought your draft was well done with regard to the broad strokes, but there's a lot of detail that may be of interest to the select board. In particular, you don't mention the tech students that may be involved in this project going forward. You know, you don't mention the outreach that's already been done, given the afternoon that you know, you made a presentation to the neighborhood. It may be things that the select board already know, but I think that, you know, these little details add up.
If
And
Elaine,
well-rounded.
if I may, Elaine, you know, I think it's important not to lose sight of the fact that this is a procurement that's run under state law, and our job when we get a request for proposals is to evaluate the request. And so I think citing as factors that weigh in favor of selecting a developer that are outside the scope of the RFP is really a bit of a trap. I really would stick to what we did to evaluate the RFP, and the fact that meetings were held with neighbors, the fact that we received a couple letters in support, I'd leave all of that out. I'd really say, this is what we did, and this is how we evaluated the proposals, and that's what our recommendation is based on. If you want to flesh it out in a part of a verbal presentation to the select board, that's fine. But it's sort of not a popularity contest. It's evaluating a proposal.
I agree with Harry.
Okay, I got
Elaine?
some hands up, Jay.
Yeah, I thought about this because you had mentioned it in your draft, the zoning stuff. And I kind of thought that we should leave that out too. Because you're getting into like, there could be several issues that will be, that they'll need to address in the special permit. And if we start getting into that kind of detail now, not only are we stepping on, the building inspector's job, but, we're just, I guess I agree with Harry kind of on that we should just be clear on how we responded to the RFP. And I don't mind the format that you've used. I think it's good because you hit the bullets that we had to hit. But anyway, so that's the way I feel about that stuff.
Olga?
I wanted to add in more than one place, but I can quote POA's letter that accompanied the proposal. They say the ideas we share in this proposal are not convictions. They are simply a starting point for a discussion with the community. And they say that in a number of places in the proposal. And so we should make it clear that this is a starting point and nothing is set that they proposed. So
Well-
to go into details, is conflicting with that.
Every proposal said that this is, a proposal, it's open to discussion. We know from Laura that it is, but it's limited. But I thought perhaps at the end, I can't remember if I put it in, that each proposal indicated it was their desire, to, once selected, to work further with the town to refine it.
And Elaine, it is true that there will be a land disposition agreement that is yet to be negotiated, and there will be a permitting process before the appeals board where the design will be further scrutinized and likely modified in some respects.
Right. So where does that leave us in terms of pointing
Well-
out? I mean, I don't know, in the pro forma, in the financial one, I did note the flag, the main
Yes.
flag.
I'd include Emily's report.
Mhm.
You know,
I
it's
thought about
public-
that.
It's a public document. It gives some heft to the way we made our decisions. I know the mass of the lower building in POA's proposal is of a concern to some people, but Wellfleet has really a pretty bizarre definition of building height that refers to the average of the mean of, which is, I don't know how you do that. And they stated that they felt that it was in compliance with the bylaws. So I'm not sure I'm comfortable making a judgment, a determination that they do need relief. They may not, just because.
Well, Harry, I did homework on that, and it is going to require relief. I did homework with every building in town, Town Hall, the Methodist Church, and the Congregationalist Church. This is going to need relief, but that's just what I've delved in so far early.
But it is someone else's job.
Yeah, there's a lot of other issues. I mean, I looked at this, I mean, I didn't do the homework myself on the coverage, but it's possible that the POA site building coverage is closer to 15% that the town requires in an R1 district. But then there's the complication of multifamily housing,
Right.
which takes it away from single family or just two family. And, you know, so that may need a change of use relief right there. And, you know, it's something that it's really the building inspector's job to catalog, or to work for the building inspector to work with the chair of the ZBA. Anyway.
Okay, well, I'm wondering if, you know, a little section at the end indicating the concept from all the developers that have chosen. There'll be further discussion with all the town boards involved, and, you know,
Yeah,
you know, I would hope going forward, especially with the LDA and stuff, that a few people or our committee would at least maybe be consulted a little bit. I don't know how that's going to work, but, you know, we're the ones that sort of know as much detail as anybody.
Wait, Harry, isn't it likely to be the town administrator and town council who will do the LDA?
I would expect town council would be involved in drafting it. As far as substantive decisions, not clear to me. I mean, presumably this started out as a housing authority project, and presumably the housing authority should, or a committee answering to the housing authority, should have some say in the process. So I don't think it's, you know, after today, we're done and whatever
Well,
happens.
that's what I was
happens.
wondering. Yeah, is this?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we get a get out of jail free card after today.
So that
I-
might be something.
Yeah, and I think it's certainly fair to note that, you know, we are not unmindful of the fact that this proposal will be subject to revision as the LDA is negotiated and the permitting process plays out. I mean, I think that's an accurate factual statement, and sends the message that we know that we're evaluating a proposal as opposed to, you know, construction drawings and existing permits.
that would help. Yeah,
So a statement like that combined with the concept that they all propose, knowing
Yeah.
this is going to
Yeah.
happen.
that would be good. Yeah.
I've got a question for Harry. Harry, what are the chances that presenting this to the select board, you know, they give it a thumbs down? What are the chances of that happening?
Well, I
where
don't
does
know.
it-
I mean, it's clearly their decision. They have the, you know, they have the authority to disregard everything we've done and say, we don't like this proposal. We want to do over, or we want to select a different developer. I would hope that the time and effort that we've devoted to this would, you know, demonstrate to the select board that this is a proposal that's been very thoroughly vetted and has been carefully weighed against the other proposals, and that would carry a lot of weight with the select board. But yeah, they could say, nah, I want to do something else. I want to, you know, I want a complete do-over. Maybe I want a 50 units or 17 units. They could do anything.
I bring it up because of the very hefty meeting where the wastewater committee presented the draft proposal for the 208 watershed plan. And sitting through that select board meeting after 10 years of work went into that plan. I'm, you know, I don't know. Anything could happen.
The better job we do educating them, the less likely that is to happen.
Okay. Gary?
I was going to, on that line, there were a couple of things about POA, a number of them, but I just was looking at the proposal last night. I think we should include the fact that they have 12,000 affordable units. Where somehow we have to say that this is a company with vast resources and a lot of experience. And the other thing that I would put in there, which I think was really important to me, and I think to other members, was the management services to be provided after construction. So, we're talking about the physical, but if we really talk about the tenants and the residents of Wellfleet, that's one of the things that's reassuring here, is that they have tremendous resources to bring to bear and tremendous experience in managing to success.
I thought that was in the draft, Elaine. I thought you pointed that out.
Well, I did have the 1,200 or 1,000 units in it
12,000.
first, and then I thought, I think they're going to care more about what's happened more local. I mean, POA does have this amazing, huge reputation, as does TCB. I didn't maybe state that as strongly as you might want to see.
But again, it's in the human context, so that this will, make it successful for the tenants,
Mhm,
the residents.
mhm. Okay, well, let's go look at it now and see what we want to do.
Yep.
Am I able to share the screen, Harry?
Maybe.
Let me try.
Let's see, what can we do here? If it doesn't work, I'll make you a
Do you
co-host.
see it?
There we go.
Yeah,
Yes,
got
that
it.
is. Okay.
Can you see me moving?
Mhm,
Yep.
Okay,
good.
good. All right. So
okay.
I think we should just start at the beginning and I'll take notes and make changes as we go through. Does that sound okay?
Mhm.
Okay, all right. And we'll put this on letterhead, Elaine.
Well, yeah, I'm not a formatter at all. I was gonna
I can do that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't mind.
yeah.
Okay, so that's taken care of. All right, so where would you like to start? I guess we could just, I'll just read it and then you can just tell me when to stop. Hang on, let me make sure I can see everybody.
I mean, we could just go paragraph by paragraph. I don't,
Yeah, so do you guys all know how to use the raise your hand?
Yeah,
Okay, so if you have comments on the first paragraph, starting with proposals were received, raise your hand. We'll do it that way. That way there, everybody's got a chance. I see nobody.
well, it starts with the town was fortunate to receive.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Olga,
Do you want typos or, as follows as opposed to as follow in the third paragraph?
Well, we're going first.
Oh, just first paragraph?
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
sorry.
We definitely want those things, but now just the first paragraph.
Got it.
yeah, the town was fortunate to receive 3 creative responses from capable firms in response to the request for proposals for the development of up to 46 rental units at 95 Lawrence Road. That's pretty straightforward. Everybody looks good with that. Proposals were received from 2 nonprofit developers with a comparable depth of experience, preservation of affordable housing with the Community Development Partnership, POA, CDP, and the Community Builders, TCB, and a for-profit developer, Civico, who has been building a track record with mixed use and affordable projects. Anybody have any comments there?
Uh,
I see no hands. Okay, we'll keep going. At their meeting of November 8th, 2021, the task force voted 7-1 as, and then we'll say as follows. Moved that the 95 Lawrence Road, sorry, Harry, I'm sorry, I didn't see
Yeah,
you.
if I can interrupt, I think it's worth letting the select board know that this is the, I think, 14th meeting we've held evaluating the proposal. This wasn't just 15 minutes and a coin toss.
Okay, so 14th meeting. You want me to
Yeah.
just add that? Okay,
Yeah, just enough to let them know that we actually paid attention to this.
Oh, that was a good idea. Is it that many? Wow.
I think
Move-
it is.
Okay, so moved that the 95 Lawrence Road Task Force recommendation to the select board for the development of 46 units of affordable housing at 95 Lawrence Road be the POA CDP proposal.
I listened to the meeting again and took that. word for-
Okay, good. I see no
I
hands up there. All right. we'll move on.
No, I keep trying to put my hand up. And because I need to go back. I think in the paragraph, third paragraph, it should be which, not who. Isn't Civico a which? A net newer
I-
for
I
profit,
debated that, yeah.
profit Civico, which has been building a track record.
Okay, got
Okay,
it.
Thank you.
Sorry, Jan. I thought,
yeah.
didn't see your hand.
Okay,
Yeah,
And,
yell at me because I have to scroll up and down because I have this.
yeah,
Okay,
and you need the next paragraph, it's not quite right. It should say, at the 14th meeting of the committee on, or at the 14th meeting on. Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
okay.
Did you want to say, Harry, at the 14th meeting of the committee? Is that what you wanted to say?
That's what I would prefer to say, but I think it's okay.
Mhm.
Or should
Yeah.
I say task force or I guess it's the same?
It's the same.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're good with the moved part, right?
Mhm.
You could change moved to voted.
Voted? Oh, should say voted.
Voted, yeah. Okay. All right, moving on. The task force came to this decision after months of detailed review of each proposal and due diligence, checking references, making site visits, having presentations from each developer, should say comma, and carefully following 30B procurement procedures. We had the assistance of Laura Schufel, our consultant from the Mass Housing Partnership, Assistant Town Administrator Rebecca Ruffley, and we also hired a very experienced outside consultant to do an in-depth evaluation of the 3 proposed financial plans. The proposals were evaluated on the following criteria areas, scoring each area as unacceptable, advantageous, or highly advantageous. All right, I'm gonna see if anybody's got.
Maybe the word area.
Kathleen, hi Kathleen.
Hi,
Yep.
good morning, Rebecca. I'd like to put Emily's name in here
Okay.
now.
Sure,
We mentioned Laura.
yep, you're right. So Emily. Help me, ACH.
BERG. Actonburg.
Is that good?
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
comma.
Oops, sorry, clicking on my emails here. Ashtonberg, comma, okay, to do an in-depth, all right. And Gary, I see your hand
It's
up.
minutia, but following, there's an extra space criteria. Just take that out.
Okay. And Elaine,
I would take out the word areas after criteria.
okay. And anybody else? You guys look good, all right. So, all right, moving on. So this is a font. We should change that to what were you using? Librarian something, right?
Times New Roman, I think, probably.
It's weird. It actually says librarian Sarah or liberation Sarah, whatever that is.
I like that.
You know what? I'll do it. I'll do it after because I'm going to format the whole thing. We'll just wait for that. Okay. So moving on. So I don't need to go over the bullet points. We all, that's straightforward. Okay. So POA CDP received the highest number of highly advantageous ratings, offering a proposal that fully meets the desired range of affordability, site design, I should say, and site design. Meets the
It's-
desired range of
Site
affordability,
design?
Site design, and, right? And site design that maximizes the amount of site that can be That doesn't make sense. And site design that maximizes the amount of the
Land,
land, yeah. Or parcel. Parcel or land?
Land.
I was okay with site, but that's just me.
Leave site. It just
Ah.
seemed, and site design that maximizes the amount of the site that can, do you want site to say?
Do what you like, site, land, parcel, lot. They all work.
Site design is fine. I thought for parallel construction, you might want to say a site design, not because it met, fully met the desired range of affordability, a site design, and the most robust, blah, blah, blah.
A site design that maximizes the amount of the, what are we saying? Land,
It was a
Open
simple
space.
list.
property,
Open space.
open space, okay.
By the way, I would capitalize the H in highly advantageous on the first line.
Keep it,
Yes, I was right.
Um, the proposal that fully meets the desired range of affordability is one thing, then comma,
okay,
and not an and. It's a simple list, of separate things, so.
so
Would it be
affordability,
essential?
comma, a site design that maximizes the amount of open space that can remain undisturbed, offering a significant buffer from abutting properties and the most robust plan for energy efficiency and sustainability through the use of solar panels and passive house building techniques. It's a
Right.
long-
Would it be easier to read if we made those bullets? As opposed to a one long sentence?
no,
You could use
So here-
semicolons.
Yeah, semicolon too.
I think this is kind of really nitpicking something.
Yeah,
All right, we'll just move on. You want to just move on?
Well, in this paragraph, what I've heard from people is they might want a statement about management too, because that's very important.
right,
It's later in the thing, but if we're listing the main points that we felt POA was strong on, do we want to add also a sentence about management and resident services?
well, Elaine, why don't we just move the whole management paragraph up to this section?
Where is that? Wait a minute.
I like your thinking there, Kathleen.
So
Oh,
you want a new paragraph that says management?
that paragraph is kind of a summary of what's to follow.
Right.
So you really have like essentially bullet points there and detail that follows. So you
maybe
might include a reference to, a robust management proposal
Yeah.
in there, but I wouldn't put the details of the management proposal in there.
Right. If we go back up to the first sentence, maybe after the highest number of highly advantageous ratings, or at the end, it could say, and outstanding management and resident services. Somewhere.
They bring in a full service of management capabilities to the project.
I like that
don't
a
know, I
little
don't wanna-
better.
Brings in a full service of management capabilities and what?
Just to the project.
Oh,
not
Services
in,
is plural.
it's not in a full services. It's either brings in full services, get rid of the, if
oh,
you,
thanks.
there you go.
So that's good?
Yeah,
Yeah, it says enough, yeah.
Okay. All right, so here are the highlights in each area that led to the decision to recommend POA CDP. We'll start with development experience and team capacity. POA has significant experience in the development, financing, and management of many projects of similar scope. They have owned and operated affordable housing on Cape Cod since 2009, including a project in Bourne, where they built and operate a zero net nitrogen wastewater treatment plant. Their most recent project on the Cape, Brewster Woods, is currently under construction. POA assisted Brewster in getting a MassWorks grant for the project. Brewster Assistant Town Administrator Donna Kalanick, project manager for the town, wrote that POA has been an active partner, attending construction meetings, working with abutters, and responding to all questions and concerns from the town. Any hands there?
Gary,
Elaine?
well, Gary had suggested putting in, I had started where it says they have owned and the second sentence, they have owned and operated. I'd had started with saying a sentence from their letter, founded in 2001, based in Boston. POA owns and operates more than 1,200 apartment homes.
12,000.
12,000.
Where do you want that?
Well, do we want it? That's my question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, do we want to put that, the full depth of their holdings in there?
It's not, it's not important to me. I'm more concerned about them locally on the Cape than over the bridge, but that's me.
I think that it's a strong selling point that they've done this over and over and over again and know how to do it. I think it's worth a sentence saying that they've developed, 12,000 other housing units, however you want to phrase it.
Okay.
Right, and it speaks to their depth of experience and their financial viability.
Mhm. And so I put it right after the first sentence. I don't know, I think Elaine had a good suggestion, but I think it's worth mentioning.
Right here?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I like saying, but I do, maybe we say, it says based in Boston later. I mean, we could say POA owns and operates more
Can-
than,
Can I make it even simpler, Elaine, if I could
Sure.
interrupt? I could say, start that paragraph with over 12,000 affordable units, POA has significant experience. And that will even make it simpler.
they call them apartment homes with over 12,000.
Apartment
12
home, that's a good term.
Yeah, it's more people oriented.
Yep.
Nationwide, do we want to say, or it's nationwide.
It's all right.
Leave it?
Yeah, that's, I mean, that all we're stressing is that this is why, one of the reasons we chose them was that their experience and their stability.
Mhm. Okay,
All right. So anybody else on that paragraph?
Yes. Let's see. You need a comma after, I'm sorry, I've lost this. This Donna Kalnick, project manager for the town, comma,
comma, right.
then wrote, no,
No.
before wrote. Town, after town.
Yep.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Charlie and Donna are good friends, so I wanted to get her in there.
Oh,
POA has a strong record of management of their projects, putting significant emphasis on their resident services and the importance of creating a sense of community, collaborating with residents themselves on service to be provided. We believe this is vitally important to the success of the project. Jan, your hand is up. Is it from last time or?
last time.
Okay. Anybody else?
That's a great paragraph.
It is good. Okay. POA is based in Boston and has excellent relations with state agencies and a successful track record securing funding. Their president and chief executive, Aaron Gornstein, formerly served as the executive director for CHAPA. Is that how you guys say it?
Chapter.
Mhm.
The Citizens Housing and Planning Association, and as Under Secretary to the State Department of Housing and Community Development, DHCD. Should we do DHCD before, like you did the first one?
You
Or
should be
no?
consistent whichever way you choose to do it.
Yeah, or do CHAPA after.
After the citizen, okay.
Mhm.
I think we have to either use the word Massachusetts or capitalize state.
Yes,
I would probably use Massachusetts as opposed to state.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Undersecretary of the Massachusetts.
Ah,
or-
how did I go?
I copied that from
Okay.
POA's website, but that's, okay.
Kathleen, your hand is up.
I'm going down further to another paragraph. I'm just jump shooting here.
Okay, do you want me to, what, you want to
can
wait and we'll just,
skip me for right now. I'm going down to the last paragraph where
okay, you're
we-
gearing up.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. All right, POA's team includes Studio G Architects led by founder and managing principal Gail Sullivan, who owns a home in Wellfleet. Ms. Sullivan will serve as the lead architect.
I think someplace in there, you should include, after Gail Sullivan, the initials F as in Frank, AIA, since she's a fellow in the, you don't need a comma, you can just have a space. Because she's a fellow in the American Institute of Architects, and not everybody gets to be that. It is quite an honor. Usually people who have done a lot of things for the community and, you know, that sort of thing, they have to be nominated. So I just think it's, she probably deserves it.
Okay.
So Jay, if you can attend the meeting, you can explain when they ask what that means.
All right. Coastal Engineering will provide engineering services for the project. So, yeah.
You could say Coastal Engineering of Orleans will provide the engineering.
Or a local firm very familiar with the Cape Cod landscape or Cape, something like that.
the-
Maybe
the
local
town-
is good enough.
The town uses them for engineering projects. They'll know.
Yeah, they know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We believe the team that POA CDP has put together with its breadth and depth of experience combined with local knowledge will be an excellent partner working with the town and all stakeholders on this project. Kathleen,
Yeah,
is
so
this one?
I just want to switch this out a little bit.
Okay.
We believe the POA CDT team takeout has put together. We believe the POA CDP team with its breadth and depth combined with local knowledge will be an excellent partner working with the
Wait a
town.
minute. Hang on.
I just think we could clean this up a little bit.
We believe the POA CDP team with its breadth and depth of experience. Okay. Any other changes there?
Elaine, does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds very good. Yep.
Okay. Anybody else on that paragraph? No? Okay. All right, moving on to affordability. The proposal from POA CDP fully meets the range of affordability most desired in the RFP, looking to provide a range of rents affordable to people earning from 30% to 120% of the area median income, AMI. In the evaluation of the financial performance.
Hey, can I
conducted-
interrupt, Rebecca? I have a question about that sentence.
Do you want me to finish it or,
Well, there is a period,
oh, the
30
sentence?
to 120%.
Okay,
I just went looking at the proposal, where do they recommend specifically the 120%?
It's not direct, but it was their explanation for not going after workforce housing so that they wouldn't be kind of handicapped like Nauset Green was trying to get up there. I mean, it's might not happen either, but
Right, that's what I'm wondering if we're setting a fault, because if you look at their tables, Elaine,
mhm,
in the proposal, they're from, 30 to 70%
mhm.
affordability.
Well, we could take that part out and just say they fully meet the range of affordability. Oh, wait, does, I
Just
don't know.
take out this.
Or, right, I just don't want, right. Is there a place that it actually says 120%, Elaine?
No,
I don't
I
think
didn't
so.
see one, so that's what I'm wondering.
No, okay.
So
Yeah, we
take it
should-
out.
We should modify in some way to reflect.
I'd take it out and might, where you say, excuse me, where it says see attachment A, might just instead put a cite to page whatever of the proposal. Instead, so, they'll all have the proposal.
It's on page 29, 30, and it says it again on page 65, which also has the rents, the proposed rents, which was, should we show them that or not?
Rebecca's thought was that they're probably going to change. And so,
Yeah.
setting people up with specifics. that
Yeah,
are
no.
comfortable.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with leaving them out, I'm just saying.
So which page are we referencing? You just gave me three, all three, or
Oh, I don't know.
don't reference a page.
Well, right, because if you don't want to show them the rents, those pages show them the rents as well as the affordability.
I mean, they're gonna see it, but it's just a public meeting. And it's,
Right.
you don't,
Yeah, let's not, why don't we just say the meets a range of affordability?
Or their proposal. I don't want to say shows the potential, but that sentence doesn't really say a lot in a way now.
If you take out the word fully, the proposal from POA meets a range of affordability. I'm just,
Yeah, that's good.
The proposal from POA seeks to meet, no, that's, no. Okay, let's go
that's
with that.
even weaker, right?
Yeah,
I
right.
think it's good the way.
Yeah, that's,
All right, so that sentence is good. In the evaluation of the financial pro formas conducted, POA's proposal was the only one that proposed a bedroom mix that is in full compliance with the Department of Housing and Community Development, DHCD, threshold requirements, offering 16 one-bedrooms, 25 two-bedrooms, and 5 three-bedrooms. This aligns well with our target market for the project. I feel like the numbers are a little, like maybe we should do dashes or, I mean, or,
That's how it was in the proposal.
okay, we can leave it.
It's hard to do that well at all, I think.
It is, yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
unless you write the word out.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good idea too.
You could write out 16, 25, and 5.
Do you guys like that or?
yeah,
Okay. All right, any other comments or questions on this paragraph? We're good?
25 needs a hyphen.
Okay. Thank you. All right, site design and building design. The POA CDP site design has 9 buildings clustered and designed to create as much of a buffer as possible between abutting properties and leaves as much of the site undisturbed as possible. it clusters 7 townhouse buildings with 3 or 4 apartments and 1 community building. I'm just gonna change that to the word 1 so it matches.
Mhm.
1
3 or
community,
4 apartments each.
7.
Mhm.
7.
Make bother people and they might not get it if they just see
Apartments
3 or
each,
4
one
apartments.
community building on the upper portion of the site. I'm just gonna stop there. Are we good with that sentence?
Yeah,
Okay. The lower portion of the site has, I guess we'll stay consistent, 1 building with 22 1 22 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Just the lower portion of the site has 1 building with 22 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. That makes sense, right?
Yes,
And an elevator providing high energy efficiency, ease of access, and leaving a significant portion of the site on Long Pond Road untouched. Are you
that's,
good with that?
that's mixing apples and oranges there. That's not.
So
It's a whole separate sentence, I think, to say it provides the elevator high energy efficiency and ease of access, period. This leaves a significant portion of the site on Long Pond Road untouched. Something like that.
Mhm.
right, high energy efficiency and ease of access, right?
Yes,
And ease of access. This leaves a significant portion of the site on Long Pond Road untouched. Okay. Thank you. The parking for this building is on the ball field side of the building with enhanced landscaping on the Long Pond Road side of the building. Gary?
We were talking about areas that we might want to flag. I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but this would be one of the areas is the number of parking spaces.
I mean, that'll come up during permitting, won't it? Or you're just saying you want to let them know?
All I'm responding to is that do we want to identify any areas that we had concerns about and include them in the report? And this would be one of them.
I think parking was kind of an issue for all of them, which will have.
No, I
to-
understand, but parking
Yeah.
is
Is-
part of it.
I personally, I wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't either.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I just raised it.
Yeah. Right, okay, great.
All right.
When it says the parking for this building, is it obvious it means the 22?
We could say the
Apartment
units. Or no, oh, that
this
particular
building.
building. I gotcha.
yeah, I think it's part of the same paragraph, so.
Yeah, it may end up right after it when it's reformatted.
Yeah, it just goes over to the next page. I think we're good. Okay. We feel that the amount of buffer in green space the POA CDP proposal achieves is a very important element for the project. Anybody there? No, we're good. All right.
Mhm.
The-
One question.
Oh, Sorry,
Did we not say that Long Pond Road access was, was forbidden in the RFP? Not forbidden, but they were told not to do that, and maybe we ought to highlight that.
Did it say that, or did it say required two access points on Lawrence Road?
Something like
We
that.
asked-
It
We
preferred
asked,
two access points on Lawrence Road.
right,
Did
Okay.
say we wanted to leave that Long Pond Road site kind of
undisturbed.
yeah. I got that.
I think it's a detail that we don't need to.
But everything's up for grabs though in a proposal.
Yeah, all right. Leave untouched.
Okay. So the other 2 proposals had 16 or 17 structures on the site and appear to leave less of a buffer and green space in areas.
Do we need that?
No,
We could combine it with the previous sentence, but, or
Yeah.
make it one paragraph.
I
yeah,
would leave it out.
Leave it
just
out?
leave it out.
Leave it out, leave it out. Leave it out.
Okay.
You're implying that we like our buffer from POA.
Okay, all
This
right.
part, building design, I had a hard time with. Jay gave me a sentence, but have at this one however you want.
Okay, all right. The building design proposed by POA CDP has simple and clean lines inspired by the mid-century modern architecture for which the Cape is known worldwide. Known for or known worldwide. Okay. This approach to a more modern design and layout of the windows when compared with the more formal approach of the other proposals allows more light and air to the great benefit of the tenants.
That was-
Anybody have their hands up?
Um,
Gary?
I'm not sure we need the word worldwide. For
It's
which the Cape is known is probably sufficient, but
Oh,
It's true. We have visitors from all over the world that come. But whatever, I'm not married.
right,
to
it's not
it.
a big thing. I just,
Yeah,
it
it was,
just struck me.
it was an amazing experience for me working at the library and seeing the amount of people that came to town,
The interest.
wanted to find these buildings and the interest, but
Right.
that's why I put it in there.
I have my hand
You
up.
could say for which the Cape is well known or something like that.
Okay, Olga?
When compared with the more formal approach, I would change formal to traditional.
That's good.
Meaning Cape Cod style, old Cape Cod.
Okay, let's see, anybody else? We're good there?
Wait, there was sustainable. There was something I wanted to say. Sustainability in which tenants and the town can take pride. I don't know. It was just felt clumsy.
The next sentence, we feel
Oh.
that, we feel the design has substance and style and will model and will be a model of sustainability in which the tenants in the town can take pride.
Okay, that has changed then since I saw it. For the copy I have, which was part of the preceding paragraph. My copy looks a little different. It's one paragraph that begins with the building design.
Yeah, there's been a little tweaking since.
Okay.
Do you want the we feel to be a part of the paragraph above it or separate?
I'm fine with it separate, but it wasn't that way when I saw it, that's all.
Okay. All right.
And why is building design highlighted in the?
Yeah,
I think
Oh.
because I combined them together, I think I highlighted site design up above too. So we can
Yes.
get rid of
Yes.
that.
Either way, as long as we're consistent.
No, I didn't. I guess I didn't. Okay.
Okay,
on bold.
unbolding it.
There you go. Thank you.
Why is this underlined?
Okay, so there's my questions that people have been asking that I did. put in.
Yes, yeah.
But I think we have a model for a paragraph at the end that does it more
So take this out.
generally.
Yeah, well, the yellow stuff, yeah.
Yeah, take it out.
All right,
Do we want that paragraph, about, Harry, I would go back and listen to what you said, but you were saying something about the proposal will be subject to revision as the LDA is negotiated and then zoning played out somehow. Is that where we would want a paragraph like this or at the end with the,
I would put it at the end.
okay,
And really to just as kind of a closing comment
I would
that
too,
this,
yeah.
Yeah, footnote.
this is where we are at this point in time, but it's
Yeah.
not where we're going to end up necessarily.
Right,
okay.
Just
I would-
footnote it, Elaine.
yeah.
Okay. Olga, is your hand up?
No, I'm sorry, I didn't
That's
take it.
okay.
that
I just
row.
want to make sure I didn't want to miss anybody. All right, infrastructure and green design. POA proposed the most robust and clearest proposal to achieve the highest energy efficiency by using solar panels and passive house building techniques. The design aims for net zero energy, producing as much energy as the development consumes on an annual basis. And I see nobody with their hand up. Moving on. The team includes an energy sustainability consultant who is certified, should we say? Who is
Yeah.
Yeah.
certified passive house consultant with firm building evolution. Anybody there? That's pretty straightforward.
Comma after firm, I guess.
What the
I
firm?
don't think so.
I vote against the comma.
Yeah.
People have been doing that for centuries.
I'm,
All right.
I'm out of my depth here.
We haven't even
feel-
discussed the Oxford comma.
We feel it is not only an exciting opportunity for the town and the future residents of 95 Lawrence Road, but it is also the most responsible course to take to build a project with the maximum level of efficiency and environmental sustainability.
Great
I-
sentence.
Any
I-
hands
I-
up there?
Yeah, I
I've got,
comment.
I've got one comment.
Well,
I'm raising my hand.
go ahead,
Um,
Kathleen.
Can we say, in this last sentence, that this particular project, will reduce, its carbon footprint? I mean, for some, I just would like to make it known that this particular development, is going to be,
Isn't that in the first paragraph? Or
Yeah, I think we say that.
highest energy efficiency by, yeah, but I mean, this is almost gonna be a zero carbon footprint on this project. And I don't think it's stated dramatically enough here. And I think with this particular select board, that's gonna be something that's gonna jump out at them. I don't know. Anybody else wanna?
I tried not to use, what they said in their proposal, but what we talked about, but I could go to their proposal. We could go to their proposal and probably use some of their language there.
I think it says it. The second sentence of the first paragraph.
Maximum level of efficiency and environmental sustainability.
Okay, I just think it could get beefed up, but it's just me. That's okay.
I have a comment with respect to that third paragraph. It's really cast in the negative. I might revise that to say, we feel it is an exciting opportunity. And then down in the second line, after Lawrence Road, comma, and is also the most responsible course. So it's stated in the positive.
Yes,
That's
good.
So yeah, you put an and there instead.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're good there, or do we want to beef it up?
I think it's fine.
Good.
I like it.
Okay. Kathleen, you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we have to strike a balance between a document that is an encyclopedia and a document that somebody's actually going to read.
Mhm.
All right. Financial feasibility. An evaluation of the financial pro formas by consultant Emily Achtenberg affirmed that the proposals from POA CDP and TCB were reasonable and feasible, flagging 1 or 2 points in each proposal to take note of and discuss further with the selected developer. I'm going to stop there and just see if anybody has any comments there. We're good.
Um,
Sorry, Jan, I didn't see your hand.
No, I'm always late. This is delicate, I guess, and difficult. I'm not happy with the sentence, but the one thing I think we shouldn't include Emily's name again. We did that now. so I don't know that there's a need to put her name there. An evaluation of the financial performers, I think that's enough. Affirmed that the proposals.
And we're also, I think we decided we're going to include her report as a, whatever,
Addendum,
an
yes,
attachment, yeah.
yeah. So, but we've already mentioned her, and so it's enough to just say it this way.
Right.
Can I suggest an evaluation of the financial performance by the committee's consultant?
Sure.
So it's clear it wasn't a bunch of amateurs doing this,
Which it might have been.
which it otherwise might have been.
Yeah, almost. Okay.
Right. Other than that, we're good there. I'll start with MHP.
Did we want to end that sentence at feasible? I mean, Laura said that was the only thing the pro forma had to do was show that it was reasonable and feasible.
I think that
We-
sounds good.
Do we want the flagging to be a separate sentence or keep it all together?
Because that's kind of subsumed in the closing comment that this is a proposal at this point in time and not the final word.
But I do
So-
have the whole,
Take it out.
Yeah,
Take it out.
Take out
Yeah.
the flagging.
Yeah,
up at
Yeah.
feasible.
Stopping at feasible. Okay.
so that all that other stuff could come out.
well, now you've got Laura and flagging issues.
Yeah,
So we got to get rid of some of that too.
Get rid of the whole sentence.
yeah,
Yep.
I would too.
Yep.
So just leave the proposal from Civico? Because we already mentioned POA and CDP?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that does clean it up. Looks,
Just in there.
Right.
So what do we do with the whole next paragraph?
I mean, they're gonna see that in the attachment, and if they have questions about it, they could just bring it up, right?
Yeah, again, I think it's one of those details that for this report, we don't need to get into.
No.
Well,
Agreed.
I don't agree because again, I think that we have to show that this is a movable thing. I'd rather have us say it and not have somebody look at that tax thing and say, oh, that's ridiculous. And think that maybe we haven't considered it, or I don't know.
This is gonna open up a big conversation, though. I just wanna, I mean, it's totally up to you guys, but be prepared for this to, because of our financial state.
Yeah,
And all this is happening, is gonna happen so far down the line from now, time-wise,
Agreed, agreed, yeah.
that I would just leave it all out.
I'm
And
inclined
Gary,
to-
I see your hand up, Gary.
Yeah, I'm sort of inclined to leave it if we can massage the language. I also think, I don't know that Laura actually said it was common to get an abatement. I think it has been done. And I don't know whether we are likely to issue an abatement or not, but if we raise it, I'm sure there will be a lot of discussion around it.
Well, Gary, yeah, right, you just mentioned it. We don't know whether there's gonna be an abatement or not.
Exactly right. I'm just saying, right. So do you think we should include it, Jay, or no?
I think we should leave it out, but you know.
I
could live with leaving it out as well. Harry, what do you think? You're closer to that.
I would leave it out because I'm going to assume that when the abatement application hits the assessor's desks, they're going to want to engage somebody, perhaps Emily, to say, does this project really need an abatement to be viable? I wouldn't presume that there's going to be an abatement, so raising the specter of one, I think is, we're inviting a problem that we don't have yet.
Yeah,
Yes,
I really agree with that.
Agree too.
Kathleen?
I would agree with it too, except they specifically say on page 66 of the proposal that they are fully expecting an abatement to
Right.
finance this project. It's
Right.
not kind of, sort of, maybe. It wasn't even really an ask. It was the word expect that sticks out to me. If you do not bring this up now with the select board, somebody down the line could feel hoodwinked over this issue. And I just think it was pretty important in the financial performer.
Well,
You
at the
know.
bottom of that paragraph, Kathleen, they do say,
And you got that language in here, yeah.
yeah, that
I
they
know.
would work with the town to determine whether it was possible or make an alternative thing.
I think
Um,
we're being transparent by attaching the report. But you want to, I mean, maybe you guys could just take a vote if you want to keep it in or not, because I think there's mixed feelings here of keeping it in. And then if we decide to keep it in, we could clean up the paragraph a little bit. How do you
the
feel
thing-
about that?
I mean, the thing about it is neither Emily nor Laura said they're make or break issues. They're for discussion. We haven't, I don't know. I would either keep everything in or take everything out.
Gary?
I would
Yeah, it's
take,
not the- I'm sorry.
was it Gary or Harry?
Gary.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, we could just put in a sentence about there were a number of issues raised, but none of them were material. Or none that our consultant or our consultants felt were material and could be resolved later, or something like that, that gives us the hedge of saying there, because there's also the question about the refinancing in a relatively short amount of time of the debt. So we could be more general. I'm
Well,
sorry. I didn't hear you.
It wasn't POA, it was
Or was that somebody
TCP.
else? Yeah, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
PCB was a balloon
Right,
mortgage.
that
Okay.
was the
Yeah,
different
well, we
one.
could just say there were a number of issues raised or something along those lines in the financial analysis that could be resolved later. in
Well, you're
discussion with the
attaching
town.
Emily's report. I can think like Rebecca does right now. There's transparency and the report is attached.
Yeah,
I don't, just take it all out, I guess.
right. I was just looking for a middle ground or a fig leaf there.
Olga?
Perhaps you could say other issues raised in the consultant's report would have to be addressed later in the process or something like that.
Well, then they're gonna say what issues.
Yeah,
Mm.
Well, you could say such as tax abatements.
Elaine, you had your hair, oh, it's down now. Did you have another comment, Elaine?
Well, we haven't pointed out any of the other things to be discussed in any of the other sections.
That's right.
I would take it out. But I
Let's
think
have a
it's,
vote.
okay.
Are we
I'm comfortable
taking it
with
out?
that. Yeah, take it out, especially if you're attaching the report. The
Do you
report
want me
is-
to reference the report? Or just,
Just be attached.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah, that takes care of it that way, yes.
I think you want
Not
to
the
say
pro forma.
evaluation.
Yeah, evaluation.
good? All right, are we moving on?
Let's,
Okay. Okay, we're like on the home stretch here.
We're doing good.
References, site visits, and interviews. All three developers received highly advantageous ratings in this category, supporting the fact that the town was fortunate to have received strong proposals to consider. Respectfully submitted.
Okay, here's
Elaine.
where.
Okay, go ahead, Harry.
Here's where after references and site visits, I would add another paragraph. I don't know whether you want to title it additional comments or the way forward or something, just to say, that the committee is cognizant of the fact that these are proposals that we evaluated and that the project will be subject to additional scrutiny and potential changes as the financing and permitting process proceeds.
Can you start over? Sorry, I was,
No,
sorry.
that was kind of a stream of consciousness, so.
It
I'm not
was,
sure-
Okay, I didn't know if you were telling
Get
me
us
what to
together.
write or,
I was just trying to lay out the idea. But additional comments, let's see. The committee is mindful
Jesus, hang on.
of the
sorry.
fact, if you can type fast enough. And, let's say mindful of the fact and of the fact that aspects of this project will change as permitting, as design and permitting proceed, and as the final financing structure, including possible local contributions and possible tax abatements. Let's see. I don't know how to finish where I
Here,
got.
read what I did so far, and then if you wanna,
Committee's mindful.
Please leave out possible tax abatements because you said final financing structure, including possible local contributions. I think if you put in possible tax
Yep.
abatements, it goes back to what we said
Yep.
before. Because this could be community preservation money and tax abatements.
Yeah, I suspect that there will be a CPA request here.
Sure, of
Um,
course, of course.
Let's see, so, period. The committee's charge was to evaluate the procedures and the proposals and make a recommendation, something like that.
Or,
So it's clear we're not predicting the future. We're only looking at what we got, and there will be questions. So that's a starting point for discussion. It's
the
not
committee's
closed, not
charge was to look at proposals.
review and evaluate proposals. I don't know.
I would do that differently. Carrie, I would say, the committee has, done due diligence, to this point.
That's fine too. I just wanted to get the idea out there so that we could discuss it. It's not a
Yeah,
wordsmithing that I'm married to.
Yeah,
Do you need a comma after structure before including?
Putting aside the fact that the whole sentence might need to change,
Committee
possibly.
is
no,
mindful
it's a
of the
good
fact that
sentence.
Aspects of this project will change as design and permitting proceed. And the final financing structure, including
Comma.
possible local contributions. The
It
committee has
doesn't need a
done,
comma.
Well,
doesn't need one or it does? Oh my God.
it does need one, but the sentence isn't finished
Yeah,
because it says,
it is
and
mine.
the final financing structure, comma, including possible local contributions, comma, is developed or evolves.
Evolves.
So, yeah.
Is,
Moves
Or-
forward.
Just put evolves in there.
Mhm.
I have a question regarding that, Harry.
Yep.
it has to do with both CPA and the town's finances.
Mhm.
This contribution is sometime in the future, years away.
This-
Well, they talk about a 400-day permitting process, so
I mean,
yeah, it's
Right, so I guess what I'm saying is that it's not something they're asking for now,
no,
or not
correct.
something that we have to deliver on now, that this is 2 years out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I don't know, I'm just thinking about in terms of the reaction of people to it, that do we give a time sensitivity here?
We could
No.
say evolves over time.
Yeah,
Mm. That's, yeah.
Where are we? I'm confused now because we keep going back and forth. Am I putting this in the right place?
Yes.
Yeah,
Evolves
add-
over time?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
With a comma after contributions.
okay.
Yes.
I know. I feel like we need a better,
This
Yeah.
isn't making sense.
clearer, more positive.
Mindful of the fact that. as a
um,
change,
I mean, every proposal indicated
I don't
that there were elements that could change somehow.
It's very flat to finish with the committee has done due diligence.
Yeah, I
That is
mean,
a dead sentence. It's horrible. We've done a lot more than due diligence. And I know just what you mean, Elaine. It should be, something entirely more positive.
mhm.
Well, actually, Jan, the point is too, and Elaine mentioned this at our last meeting.
Yeah,
Once this goes to the select board, it's
Yeah.
gonna start going out to the planning board.
sure,
And, it'll go to other people. So
Sure.
I feel like we've done our part, we've delivered this.
Yeah.
Now it goes out to the greater world for more scrutiny.
Right.
I mean,
But it's such a dead way of saying that we, I just-
Or-
Maybe
or-
you could add to it, and say something positive after. The committee has done their due diligence up to this point. And
What if
we look forward to, maybe follow it up with something positive.
look forward to assisting the town in any way or something like that.
What about this concludes the committee's?
No,
No,
No, it doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
what
still-
what I was trying to express there is the concept that this isn't the final decision on the project. It represents our review and evaluation of the proposals. And I guess it's not well expressed.
Mm, yeah.
yeah.
I think the first sentence it's the second one that bothers me.
I think this is really an important part to get right, and maybe we can't do it by committee right now. I
Can
don't
we
know.
say we look forward to working with the town to bring this project to fruition? I mean, just something upbeat, something that, or
How
that
about-
says,
How about, and it's sort of presumptuous of me to make a commitment on your behalf, but to say something like the committee stands ready to continue working with the town as this project evolves.
yeah, I love that. Yeah. Yes, looks forward, yeah. Stands ready, looks forward,
To continue working with the, keep going.
stands ready to work with the town as this project evolves.
Yeah,
Well, use a different word. We
Just
already
use
used,
evolve
evolve.
before, yeah.
Goes forward or something, progresses or,
progresses is better.
Okay.
All
I still
right.
think the first sentence needs work more. That
Gary?
we,
Oh,
So
sorry.
we could put in, if Harry likes the due diligence, we could say that the committee has done its due diligence on the proposals that were received, but is mindful. that
Yeah.
something-
Mhm.
That's part of the
I'm
first
with
sentence.
Jan on the due diligence stuff. I just don't like. the
Oh,
No,
phrase.
no, no. Up in the first sentence, the committee has done its due diligence.
Mm,
Don't like it?
Don't
That's
like it.
fine. I'm just trying to weave in Harry's
This
language.
you don't want to say this concludes the committee's evaluation?
No,
No,
No, okay.
you're not concluded
You're
anything.
not off the hook.
it's got to be upbeat and positive.
And I still like the concept
Use the
that,
word forward. Is always a great word.
Elaine, you were saying?
As this project moves forward,
I kind of like the concept that the proposal is subject to revisions by the town, putting it in the, putting the revisions in the town's hands that, I don't know, the wording of this to me feels really important and.
Yeah, but why do you feel we have to mention revisions now?
Well, change is the same as revisions will change, okay.
And
Committee
I don't think any of those revisions or changes are gonna be up to us to yay or
Right.
nay. I
Right.
really,
Right,
How
it's
about
kind of
we,
out of our hands now.
how about we change in the first line, the word change to evolve?
we have evolved
Okay.
again in that
Oh, we
sentence.
do?
Yeah,
did-
I don't want to
Sorry.
use it twice.
No, okay, sorry, never mind.
but you could switch, have evolve where changes.
And then put change over
Changes over,
time.
yeah.
That's
Evolve
a
is
good,
much
that's
softer.
good, Olga. I like that better.
I'd leave out over time. I just think change is enough, obviously. Including
just trying-
possible local contributions change.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the fact that that the developer's not asking for money now, that this is a
Right.
couple of years
Right.
down the line.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The committee is mindful of the fact that aspects of this project will evolve as design and permitting proceed. I don't know.
Period.
And as,
Or
Mm.
just period, and then a new sentence, the final financing structure as a separate sentence.
oh yeah, but I wanted that to be modified by the whole concept of evolution. So I would have said permitting proceeds and the final structure, yeah. And I'd get rid of the period after proceeds. I'd leave it as one sentence. I
Okay.
know it's long,
Okay,
but they're both things that will change.
that's,
Committee, okay, I'm gonna read it out loud if that's okay.
Please.
The committee is mindful of the fact that aspects of this project will evolve as design and permitting proceed in the final financing structure, including possible local contributions change over time. I don't know, I don't think it makes any sense. It
It's
doesn't,
clumsy. Yeah.
doesn't. Elaine, is your hand up?
Oh, I would have said and as the final. So in the second line
And
after,
as,
yeah. But again,
the committee is mindful of the fact that aspects of this project will evolve as design and permitting proceed, and as the final financing structure, including possible local contributions, changes over time.
How about design, permitting, and the financial structure or final financing structure? Just all three.
Permitting and the financial, yeah,
get rid of the word proceed in
Evolve
the
over
second line.
time.
yeah,
Just get rid of the word proceed in the second line. No, leave.
Well, design, permitting, and the final financing structure proceed.
Yeah,
over- Or change, maybe proceed over
Yep.
time. And I would almost leave out including local contributions. It's the financing structure.
I understand that, but I think it's important to signal that there is an ask coming at some point in the future.
The committee is mindful of the fact that aspects of this project will evolve as design, permitting, and financing, or no?
Yeah.
Design,
Yes.
And the fun.
Yeah, get rid of the word proceed there. Leave the comma. Will be an Oxford comma. And get rid of the word as.
Proceed. What's the verb with after structure?
committee is mindful.
Change
aspects
at the
of this
end.
Project will evolve as design, permitting, and the final financing.
You could say all change over time, or you just say change over time. But change is the verb there.
Are.
Yeah.
Are.
You could tell it's written by a lawyer, I'm sorry.
I think it looks good.
Aspects of this-
I do too.
This part is certainly something that can come out in the discussion about
Oh, absolutely.
that proposal, about that this is a strong proposal, but there will be elements that will change over time as the town goes through the process of, permitting and whatever. Yeah, okay.
Either did we date it above or we should date it after respectfully submitted? I'm not sure which.
There's a
We
date
say-
up there.
Is there a date
but-
above? Okay, fine.
I'll reformat this with letterhead. Do you guys have a housing authority letterhead, or I could just make one?
We don't, we just make one up every time.
Yeah, I'll make one up for you then.
One last
But it's
comment.
not from the housing authority, though. It's.
Oh, the task force,
this
that's what I
is the-
meant.
the
Sorry
task
about that.
force, yeah.
So guys, I have one comment on respectfully submitted. I would like to put right after respectfully submitted and larger letterhead, 95 Lawrence Road rental. I don't even think we had rental in our charge from the Board of Selectmen. So 95 Lawrence Road Task Force.
Yeah, could just say that, yeah.
Shouldn't you have in a paragraph above, instead of committee, shouldn't it be task force?
We used committee throughout. We should
Committee's
use
fine.
one or the other. Perhaps we should
If we've
decide.
been using committee, then let's keep it
No,
as.
wait. Elaine, we had an official charge.
Yes,
I think it was, if my memory serves me right, it's task force, but, and if
Yes,
it's task force,
it is, Gary, Task Force.
what is the
That's
name
what
of
I
it?
said at the beginning,
The
because we were
95 Lawrence Road Task Force. That's what
So
I
we should
have on
use
the,
task force throughout. Yeah,
yeah.
that's our official designation.
All right, so I just want to get back to this. And then Elaine McElroy, I'd like chair in larger letters. And Gary Sorkin, also co-chair in larger letters.
I accept being in smaller letters.
Me too.
All right, bye, everybody. See you later.
Wait, I have a suggestion. I believe that I am the liaison from the planning board. Maybe people who read this would like to know why I assume other people are positioned that way from some committee.
Right.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
So
Wait,
let's indicate that.
It started out that way. Some of it has evolved.
What do you want to do?
I think it's just a task force now. That may be how we started, but we're just all one task force, I think.
Well, I replaced someone who was on the planning board.
Right.
So I don't know if other people, Jan, do you represent school
Well,
committee?
I started out on the school committee, but I'm no longer on the school committee.
And likewise Kathleen.
She was-
the
she was
select
select
board
board.
probably. But
And she
I
became,
just thought it might be helpful. And if not, take the comma after Horowitz out.
Okay.
But if we're gonna put, Jay was
Thank
the
you,
representative
Olga.
from the building.
Yeah, Jay was building and needs assessment.
All right, so am I leaving this whole?
Formerly,
Thank you, everybody.
Okay,
So-
before.
please don't go. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have a few, thank you. Good-
Okay,
good-
can-
Good editing committee. I have a few questions. For the meeting on the 23rd, I think it would be great if as many people came as possible, but does that create, do we have to make that a joint meeting or as a task force? Can we all be there? But I just had a question about that.
I think you can be there as members of the public, but if you're gonna engage,
Mm,
then it would have to be a joint. So that,
right.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. So we could have it on the agenda as a joint just to be safe.
I was gonna say, why don't we
But
just cover our,
then we have to
Yeah.
have a quorum for sure. And I know it's a holiday week. I don't know how many people can attend. Sort of wanted to get.
I'll be in Mexico.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can attend.
it's my intention to be there.
anybody else know for sure?
I hope to be there.
Are we discussing who's going to the selectmen's meeting?
Yeah.
Elaine, you want us all to go?
Well, I mean, I'd love it for as many people to be there as possible. I just don't know if that sets up a situation that we have to, make an official meeting
How many
request.
do we need, Elaine? 4 or 5?
We have eight members, so a quorum,
5.
5.
And if we don't make the quorum, then we're just citizens, right?
Right?
I mean, as
That's
far as
right.
open meeting law goes.
Correct.
So let's make it a joint meeting, and if not enough people come, then we're just
Well,
called
look-
on.
Well, then I don't think, I think if we do it that way, are we hindered from making our report? If we don't have a quorum and we post it as a public meeting? I'm sorry, this is a
Yeah.
crazy situation,
Can we
but
work that out? Or-
Elaine, if we have Harry and Olga and you and I and Kathleen, at a minimum, we will have our quorum. And as we get closer to that time, we can make sure that people at least log in for a minute.
I think you should post it that way just to be
Yeah.
safe.
Yes.
And just post a meeting to, deliver the committee's recommendation to the select board as the agenda item.
It almost seems to me that they're going to need to get this report first and live with it a little bit before there's that joint meeting where they might want to ask us lots of questions and all that.
Yeah, the
Get
intention
it on
is,
Thursday.
I know I was once at a select board meeting when the chair, who I think was Dennis Murphy at the time, got really upset because he only got at that meeting what they were supposed to discuss, and he had no time to look at it.
yeah, no,
And so I like Jan's point on that one. I think maybe Elaine and maybe Gary go and submit the report. And the less people are there, the less questions they could ask you at the time.
well, I think the
It works that
intention,
way.
yeah, I think the intention was to have this report in their meeting packet so that
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
sees.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know how much time how much time they're going to spend on this agenda item? Because sometimes they spend a lot of time and sometimes they don't.
I
Um,
told them to block off a lot of time just in case.
Okay,
If there were
okay.
other things on the agenda that could wait until 2 weeks out, and to
Okay.
do that, since their agendas are already packed as it is.
Right.
Could I ask 2 questions? First of all, Rebecca, if we could get it earlier on the agenda, that would be good. But the second thing is, what is the outcome? I mean, they accept the report and, what is it we want from them for the next step?
Well, they
Vote,
accept it and then we have to award it.
yeah, the vote
So
to
We
award,
get an
To
official
initiate the
award.
process of award.
which they might not do, right?
Right, I'm just saying, is that, what are we closing for if we were in the commercial sector? What is it we want for an outcome?
Well, you
the
want
out-
them to award it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the outcome
Is
is
there-
you want the board to designate a developer to proceed.
Right, is there a draft motion we want to provide to them?
Ryan
No.
Curley will do that.
Yeah, yeah, we don't have to,
That's their thing.
Okay,
yeah.
So people think it's best to post, we would post a housing authority meeting, I mean, a task force meeting.
Yeah,
oh, wait, that's contrary, that you just said only a couple
I
people.
give up.
Right.
Well,
So-
somebody suggested that we only have a few people show up.
Right, I don't, which is it?
It's, you can't deny people attendance, you know.
Yeah,
Right,
So
it's a
it's
public meeting,
right,
right?
let's post it, Elaine.
Huh?
Let's post it.
Okay. I mean, I would appreciate other members of the committee being able to maybe speak to a question or two that, you know, I could probably tie myself in circles talking about the financial pro formas. So, I don't know.
Jay,
But we would have to make sure we have at least 5 people there then.
Jay or Olga, if they, maybe we should ask ourselves who should answer the questions about what? And be
I
prepared.
don't think,
for that.
I'm with Harry on this. I think just put the thing in their packet.
Right.
oh,
But if, let's say that there's a question about the elevator and the height. Who's best?
I just wouldn't want to be in a position to deal with it now, because we're not going to deal with it, just us. I mean,
I
we
understand.
got,
So what's our answer? Is that's a question for the ZBA to decide?
Yeah,
um,
that-
And the
that's one of
building
the-
inspector.
That's one
Or
of
the
the
building
elements
inspector.
that would get worked out.
yeah,
Mhm.
but if we're not at the meeting, they can't ask us those things.
That's what
uh,
I'm trying to figure out too.
I,
Mute yourself.
We have to do the best to answer any questions they ask us. That's why we're there.
Well, tell them to
And-
make a
and I-
list.
And I'm prepared to do the best I can, but it's great to have backup.
Right, it would be good to practice the questions and answers. No?
I
No.
wouldn't bother. I
No.
think we
Okay.
should play it by ear.
we've, yeah.
It's just, I mean, I would, if I wanted to have another meeting, I would look much more forward to working with the POA CDP people than the select board at this stage. And they can't ask any intelligent questions really until they review the report. Right?
Yeah, my suggestion would be to post, well, obviously to get the report in the select board's packet, to post a meeting with the agenda item to brief the select board on the committee's recommendation. If we don't have a quorum, then the meeting just gets noted as canceled and we can proceed as individuals. If there are 5 of us there, then it's a meeting of the task force.
Okay.
I wouldn't require 5 people to come if they don't want to come, but I'm happy to go and talk about process and talk about, why we did what we did, what the considerations were. And that's what I would do.
So-
Subject, yeah.
So we post our meeting. We don't have to post it as a joint meeting.
Typically, it gets posted as a joint meeting.
Yeah, I defer to Rebecca.
Yeah, I mean, you could look at the model one on the online right now. I think there's a Board of Health one that's joint. Let me look real quick. I think it's tomorrow. Select board with Board of Health virtual. So it would just say select board with 95 Lawrence Task Force virtual. And then,
Okay with me.
Okay, great. I may have missed an opportunity. Should we have voted on this report?
I think it's probably a good idea. There still are 5 of us.
Okay. Okay. I have a motion to approve the task force recommendation of POA to the select board.
I'll move it.
And I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Olga,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Harry,
Aye.
Jay?
Aye.
Elaine, aye. Thank you. Okay, Rebecca, we were talking about bringing hard copies of the POA proposal to town hall so that if the select board wanted them with the report, they could pick them up. Does that make sense?
They've already got the link. Ryan already sent it to them. I wouldn't, I mean, if you want, you can.
Hmm.
I'd love for you to have it.
Yeah,
All
Then
three of
Get rid of them.
unload it then.
Elaine, I'm
Drop
gonna
it
hold
off,
on to mine for
drop them off with Rebecca.
I will do that
Okay.
this
And-
afternoon.
Should we note that in that they're available to them?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Ryan about the joint meeting and being on the top of the agenda, and we'll go from there. And I'll let him know that there's hard copies.
Okay, so Rebecca, when you format it, are you gonna send it? Should I send it to them? I mean, I don't even know the process for putting it into a packet these days.
So I can format it and just send it to you quick for you to just kind of give it one more final overview with the formatting and the letterhead. And then I can submit it to Rebecca. The process is submitted to her with Ryan copied, and then she
Do
will
we-
put it in the packet on Thursday.
But can I send it to them electronically too, to say this is in your packet, or? I mean,
No, because they get the I mean, you can, but they get confused with things like that. So it's good to have one packet with
Okay.
all of their business for, I mean, I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just
No, I
telling
just
you
wanted-
what they actually, how they like it.
Okay,
And she prints hard copies of the packets out as well. So that report will be in their hard copy packet as well as electronically, as well as on the website.
so our report and Emily's report will,
Yep, yep.
okay. All
I'll
right,
send it, I'll send it as one attachment, her report with or your report, sorry.
Yep.
And that way there, we don't, we won't be missing anything. I'll scan it all in as one.
Thank you, Becky.
yep.
So I'm gonna do this tomorrow. After this meeting, I'm taking the rest of the day off. I have a presentation for school tonight, so I'm unavailable after this, and I'll format and send it to you tomorrow morning, Elaine.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody. I think we're done. Is there a motion to
Okay.
adjourn?
All right.
I'll second.
All in favor? Olga?
Aye.
Harry, aye. Harry, Jay, aye. Elaine, aye. Okay.
Thank you,
very-
thank you for the great work, Elaine
Bye.
Did a
and
good job
Rebecca.
today. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.